I've spent these past few weeks beating a school project deadline, traveling, and getting sick. And in that time, the US-based independent danmei publisher Peach Flower House has sadly closed. I'll provide some links in the description with details of the closure. I know the world has more things to worry about right now, but let me just say how sad I am that some English danmei readers may never experience reading Golden Terrace, which is, in my humble opinion, one of the highest quality translated danmei novels published in English. Peach Flower House also published other translated works, such as Little Mushroom, Peach Blossom Det, and In the Dark. But mentioning them now, plus the fact that the ebook versions may no longer be available for download, just makes the Peach Flower House closure all the more painful. Golden Terrace, I think, does not have as large a fandom as more popular danmei like Heaven Official's Blessing, The Husky and His White Cat Shizun, or A Thousand Autumns. I touched on this previously in my full book review video. Looking back, I think it may have been affected by how limited the distribution of Golden Terrace was. As I mentioned in my first impressions video, it was only available from Peach Flower House as a physical book, plus they were only able to ship it to selected countries. I'm not sure what their publishing license terms were exactly, but I was somehow hoping that Golden Terrace would gain enough popularity so Peach Flower House would consider distributing it more widely, perhaps by negotiating for more publishing rights. But alas, it was not to be. According to the interwebs, it's possible for other companies to buy publishing rights from closed publishers and reprint their books. But until that happens, I guess my copies of Golden Terrace are a family heirloom now. All this reminds me of a Reddit post which I can't find anymore. It was by a danmei fan who now rents a storage unit to keep their book collection. Wow, this person is single-handedly keeping the danmei publishers alive. I would have loved to be that person, or be one of those booktubers with a massive wall of bookshelves, but my reality is that I might never be able to afford such a large living space, so I'll have to be strategic about my book choices. I'm already scrambling for space in my shelves for the last 5 books of Arha, and the last 6 books of Changjinzhou. And did I mention my Chinese prints? I recently found this video from a danmei fan called BL Bubble, and they talked about how downsizing their personal danmei merch collection has made them think about the future of their hobby as their lifestyle changes and as they get older. Since it's almost the end of another year as I'm writing this, I think it's a good time for me to pause and reflect on my life and where my hobbies fit into it. Over the years, I've had the privilege of pursuing interests like cooking, nail art, jewelry making, travel, and of course, reading. I did mention in one of my Arha videos that I used to be an Anne Rice girly. I entered the danmei fandom quite late, I'd say around 2023, and my interest is still going strong. And it has taken me in all sorts of directions, from learning Mandarin to exploring Chinese culture to picking up my kalimba again. I hope to sustain this hobby for as long as I can, but who knows, the next seasons of my life may change all that. And that's not something to be ashamed of. YouTuber Odysseus has a video on how it's normal for our hobbies to be seasonal throughout our lives, and we may drop some hobbies now, pick up new ones, and maybe go back to an old hobby later in life. So, what does this all have to do with the Peach Flower House closure? While I am devastated that the English version of Fuxian and Yan Xiaohan's romance may be lost to the sands of time, this is perhaps a humbling reminder that many things in life are fleeting, and therefore we must embrace and enjoy our hobbies as much as we can in the moments when we engage with them. When the end of the world always seems to be around the corner, our moments of joy, whether with loved ones or with our personal interests, become more precious. I'm sure that if I live to a ripe old age, I'll look back on this time and nostalgically remember what I was like at the age that I am now. Well, I was mentally in a bad place when I started reading Thousand Autumns, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, one day, I want to tell my grandkids. Yes, there was a time when Grandma thought that pretty boys kissing each other was hot, and then watch them cringe. Have you read any danmei published by Peach Flower House? Which one did you like best? Let me know in the comments below.